You've smiled all day, but your heart feels like it's crumbling. No one sees the battle behind your eyes. No one hears the silent cries you make after everyone's asleep. You make dua, but it feels like nothing's changing. You pray, but all you feel is exhaustion. And sometimes, you wonder if Allah still hears you. If you're tired of pretending to be strong, if you've reached a point where even hope feels heavy, this message is for you. Not from me, but from the one who created your heart, your tears, your tests. Allah hasn't forgotten you. He sees you. And in these next few minutes, I want you to just pause, breathe, and listen. Because this might be the reminder your soul's been waiting for. Comment right now, Ya Allah, give me strength. Let your fingers be your dhikr. Let the angels write down your hope. Like this video and share it with someone who needs light in their darkness. He was just 27. The kind of brother who never caused trouble, who always showed up at the masjid early, who lowered his gaze and respected his elders. He had dreams, simple ones, to support his mother, to marry, to live a life pleasing to Allah. But reality kept hitting him harder than he could understand. First, he lost his job. Then, his mother fell ill. The bills started to pile up. Friends became distant. His du'as felt like they were hitting a ceiling. No one saw the weight he carried. No one knew that behind his calm smile was a heart breaking in silence. One night, he stayed in sujood longer than usual. He didn't have the words anymore. No poetic du'as, no formal requests. Just a whisper. Ya Allah, I can't anymore. There was no dramatic sign, no sudden miracle, just quiet, heavy, aching quiet. But the next morning, something small but powerful happened. He opened the Qur'an randomly, and his eyes landed on a verse he had read before but never truly felt. Indeed, with hardship comes ease. Surah Al-Inshirah 94:6. It was as if Allah reached into the storm of his soul and reminded him, I see you. And somehow, that one verse gave him the strength to take one more step, and then another, and slowly, healing began. They say pain is punishment, that tiredness means failure, but they don't know Allah. Because pain isn't always a sign of rejection. It's sometimes a gentle whisper from your Lord, calling you back to Him. It's in those broken moments, when no one sees your tears but Him, that your heart becomes closest to its Creator. Just because you're exhausted doesn't mean you're far from Allah. It might mean you're exactly where you're meant to be, in a place of surrender, of honesty, of softness. Sometimes Allah allows your heart to break, not to punish you, but to rebuild you better, softer, stronger, wiser. Even the most beloved to Allah, Rasulullah, carried heartbreak. He buried his children with his own hands. He lost the love of his life, Khadija. He stood alone when his people turned away. Yet he kept standing in prayer. He kept giving. He kept smiling. Why? Because he knew something we often forget. This life is not Jannah. It's a test, a journey, a bridge. He held on to hope not because everything was easy, but because he trusted Allah more than he feared the pain. You might be crying right now. You might be drowning in thoughts, feeling like your heart won't make it another day. But listen closely. The night is always darkest before Fajr. That moment, right before the call to prayer, feels heavy, silent, endless. But then, the light breaks. The seed doesn't grow in the sunlight. It grows in the dirt, buried, alone, pressured, before it rises into the world with life. The sky weeps before the earth becomes green. Every raindrop that falls seems like sadness, but it brings the beauty we all wait for. So if your heart feels like it's drowning in darkness, remember the one who controls the light. The same Allah who split the sea for Musa, upon him be peace, when it looked impossible, can split your sadness with light. He can make a way out where you see no path. He can place peace inside you when the whole world is shaking outside you. Hold on, not because everything is fine. Hold on because Allah is still writing your story. And if Allah is writing it, it will end in mercy. There's a verse in the Qur'an that feels like a lifeline for every soul that has ever felt like giving up. Allah, in all His mercy, calls out, not to the perfect, not to the sinless, but to the broken. He says, "O my servants who have wronged themselves, do not despair of the mercy of Allah. Indeed, Allah forgives all sins." Surah Az-Zumar 39:53. Let those words sink into your heart. Allah didn't say some sins or the easy ones. He said all sins. No matter how far you've fallen, no matter how much you've messed up, His door is still open. His mercy is still reaching for you. If you're breathing, you still have time. If your heart still beats, there is still hope. There's a misconception that struggle means Allah is angry with you, that hardship is a punishment. But our beloved Prophet Muhammad went through more pain than most of us could imagine, and he was the most beloved to Allah. In 1 year alone, he lost Khadija, his beloved wife, and Abu Talib, his protector and uncle. That year was so devastating. The scholars call it Am al-Huzn, the year of sorrow. But even then, he didn't give up. He continued calling people to Allah, wiping his own tears while comforting others. He stood in prayer when life pushed him to his knees. And through all of it, he held on to a truth he taught his ummah. Victory comes with patience, relief with affliction, and ease with hardship. Tirmidhi. This hadith isn't just words, it's a roadmap. It means your pain has a purpose. Your struggle is not the end. Every difficulty you face is not a wall. It's a doorway to ease. Allah is not testing you to break you. He is preparing you, elevating you, refining you. If your heart feels heavy right now, if the tears keep coming when no one is watching, know this: Allah sees. Not a single tear falls without Him knowing. Not a single sigh escapes your chest without Him hearing. And every single dua, even the one you whispered so softly that even you forgot it, is with Him. Not one of them is wasted. Sometimes the answer is delayed, not because it's denied, but because Allah is saving something better. Sometimes the silence is not rejection. It's a sign that Allah wants you to keep asking, to stay close, to grow stronger through the waiting. You are not alone in your heartbreak. You are not forgotten in your pain. When the world turns its back, Allah remains. And He promises over and over again that with every hardship comes ease. That's not just a verse, it's a divine guarantee. So hold on, even if it's by a thread. Hold on to the words of your Lord, because the one who created your heart is the one who can heal it. So what do you do when you're broken? When your soul is tired and your heart feels like it's been shattered into pieces too small to hold, where do you go? The answer is not far. It's in the silence before Fajr, in the stillness of the night when the world sleeps but Allah listens. Get up, even if you're barely holding on. Make wudu, stand before Him, and let your tears speak where your words fall short. You don't need perfect Arabic or long poetic du'as. Just say what's in your heart, raw, messy, honest. Ya Allah, I can't do this alone. That's enough. That's powerful. That's worship. Sometimes your healing begins not with answers, but with remembering. When everything feels out of control, whisper what Ibrahim alayhi salam said when he was thrown into the fire. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakil. Allah is enough for me. Say it with your tongue until your heart starts to believe it. Say it until your fears start to loosen their grip. There is a strength in surrendering to Allah. When you feel powerless, remember, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. There is no might, no power, no energy except from Him. And when your past haunts you, when guilt and regret weigh you down, say, Astaghfirullah, not because you failed, but because you want to be clean, because you want to be close. Talk to Allah like you talk to a friend. There are no filters with Him. You don't have to be composed. You don't have to be strong. You just have to be real. Pour your heart out. Cry without shame. Beg without pride. That brokenness, He sees it, and He loves the broken-hearted who return to Him. You might think you need to be perfect to be heard, but the truth is, Allah doesn't ask for perfection. He asks for sincerity. Even if all you can say is, Ya Allah, I need you, say it. That is enough. That is powerful. That is love. And in that whisper, in that fragile moment of surrender, healing begins. Not because your problems disappeared, but because your heart finally turned to the one who never left. Maybe the reason Allah hasn't answered yet is because He wanted your heart to love the dua more than the dunya. Maybe He delayed what you wanted so you could discover what you needed, Him. You see, not every no is rejection. Sometimes it's redirection. Sometimes it's protection. That heartbreak you felt, it wasn't the end. It was a beginning in disguise. The tear you cried, it didn't fall unnoticed. Allah is Al-Basir, Al-Sami, the one who sees the unseen wounds, the one who hears the silent prayers. And maybe, just maybe, you're not being punished. You're being prepared, pulled, elevated, shaped. Allah doesn't break a heart without rebuilding it stronger, closer. There's something beautiful about brokenness. When everything else shatters, your heart finally looks up. And that's when Allah steps in, not just to fix, but to transform. He chooses the soft-hearted, the sincere, the tired, and the quiet fighters, because they feel deeply. And from deep pain comes deep dua. And from deep dua comes deep connection. So say it with meaning now, Ya Allah, give me strength, not just to survive this season, but to grow through it, to become who He knows you can be. Your story isn't over. The best chapter hasn't even started. The ease you've been begging for, it's coming. Not on your timing, on His, and it will be more perfect than anything you imagined. One day, you'll look back and smile. Not because it wasn't hard, but because you'll realize that moment I felt broken was the moment Allah began to rebuild me. If this message touched your heart, please don't keep it to yourself. There are countless people out there quietly struggling who need to hear this. You could be the reason they find the strength to keep going. Share this with someone who needs it. Let them know they're not alone. If you feel moved, show your support by liking this video. It's a simple act that helps others find it too. Share it in a WhatsApp group or send it directly to a friend who might need this reminder today. And don't forget to subscribe for more messages of hope and guidance like this one. Together, we're building a community of hearts that turn to Allah in every moment. Leave a comment below to let us know you're with us on this journey. Write, Ya Allah, I trust your timing. Let's turn this comment section into a space of connection and dua for one another. May Allah heal every broken piece of your heart, fill it with peace, and grant you the strength to face whatever comes your way. Jazakum Allahu khair for being part of this reminder. I'll see you in the next video, inshallah. This was Hikmah of Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.